Welcome back to the channel. Guess what? We got another mower that won't start. I mean, why else would it be on the channel? So this is the Craftsman Platinum 7.0 190cc push mower. And I know why it's not running. No, it's not because of that brand new gas cap. It's because when I took this air filter cover off, it was completely covered with dust and debris, and I'm sure that it went right inside the carburetor and it's messing it up. So we're going to take all this apart, check the carburetor out, clean it up, get this thing running. Alright, so we're going to try to do this without butchering the video up too much. Got 2 screws on the top. I'm going to take those out. And what that's going to do is that's going to give me some more clearance. So when I need to get down and work around the muffler, this will be out of the way. So I'll put these 2 screws in the top cover to the side here. Now I'm going to take the screw bolt, whatever you want to call it, remove that, loosen it up, and then I'll take out the cover here. You can see that is a nasty air filter. Okay, so we got some more bolts in here inside we're going to remove. Got one here, one here, top right corner, and I think that's it, just 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. Air filter housing, I don't know what you want to call it, off. Little vent tube on the back right there. You can see that. Hopefully you guys can see all this. The camera picks it up. Alright, now fuel line down here. You can see it coming in. You got fuel in the tank, it's going to leak as soon as you disconnect this. Even if we take this off, it's still gonna leak because it's all connected here. So next thing we're gonna do, remove this little bolt on the top. Don't lose that screw. Pretty tiny, not that small. What is that? Oh, 1/4 inch. So we'll remove this 1/4 inch. Just be really slow with it. And that's part of the linkage up here. I'm going to pick you guys up real quick. Show you that. See how this all works together. This is slotted into the carburetor butterfly. So we need to make sure that that goes back in properly when we take this off and when we reassemble it. Hopefully you guys were able to see that. So I'm going to go ahead and take that part off. Now the carburetor is not off yet. We still have 2 bolts on either side, okay? We're going to remove those, and then that will let us carefully take the carburetor off. But there are some linkages up here yet that we'll have to be worried about. So we'll go back and take our is that 5/16? No, I didn't think it was. It's a little bigger. So the 5/16 was what took the air filter housing off. And well, it's a hair small. I thought it might be 10mm. We'll see. Yep, 10mm. So we'll break those loose. And that, okay, that little screw goes. It's going to allow us to take the spring off the top I'm gonna let that go. The spring goes right here. Okay. Hopefully you guys are still with me here. Alright, come on spring, don't get hung up there. Okay. Now it would be a lot easier. I should have done this, but the fuel line's actually a little bit in the way. And it's preventing me from, well, you know what? I can work with that. That's not bad. So, tilt the carburetor. Pop this out real quick. Come on, you. Oh, you're being stubborn, huh? Tilt, twist, pop it. There you go. Okay. Now that's out. Hopefully you were able to see that. My stupid hands weren't in the way. But now we're left with the carburetor. As you can see, there's fuel in it. Just dripped out. So I'm going to grab the pan real quick. If it wants to leak out, will leak out. Let's see. Grab those needle moves. I can spin this a little easier. So what I'm doing now is I'm just breaking the hose clamp loose on the fuel line, so I can turn it upside down without as much resistance. And then when I put it back on, you can either leave it the way it was or flip it back. So, what am I going to need on the bottom there? Maybe a 12. Half-inch is what I was thinking. Yep. So, I'm going to break this loose with a 1/2 inch. You probably shouldn't use an impact to do this, but whatever. Okay. Now, when I put this back on, I might use it to kind of get it going, but I'm not going to tighten it down with that. Okay. As you can see, I will show you in a second. Holy cow. I'm blown away. Look at this. That is spotless. So all of that stuff that was in there, none of it got sucked in. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. This bowl is super clean. I'm actually wrong. I'm glad I'm... Wow. The passage here. Can you guys see that? Can you see... Where are we at? You probably cannot see that, but there's a little hole on the inside. That's clear. Like that's another problem I thought it might be. There's nothing in there obstructing the fuel flow. That has my mind blown. Wow. So no gunk in the bowl. That part's clean. So there is a jet in there, but it doesn't look like I could take it out. I wonder if maybe, well, you know what? I'm gonna pause you guys real quick, just so you don't have to keep watching nothing. So what I'm gonna do in the meantime is get a flashlight and shine it down that main jet to see if there's anything in there, and I will report back. Alright, so my initial hunch was absolutely wrong. I'm looking down the main jet and it looks clear. I opened up the butterfly and I have a little piece of copper wire here that I'm going to run down the main jet. I'm going to take a peek inside to see if anything comes out. Straighten that out. But from the naked eye it looks clear. And it's through, and I don't see any kind of debris, which tells me nothing. Huh, that is something. So that tells me that the jet was not dirty, nor was the float bowl. So now, and I know there was fuel because when I turned it over, the fuel was dumping out. So there was no obstruction from the tank to the carburetor, which is always something you need to check anyway. So that tells me that the fuel is not getting up into the combustion chamber. So, let's pull the float out. Alright, we're going to pull the float out next. Little pin here. There we are. Pull that out. There's the pin. Now the float and the needle comes with it. Checking the condition of the needle. Looks fine. Okay. That's good. Now there's nothing really left in here. Do you know what I mean? We have a Welch plug, which I suppose I could pull that out. Everything looks clean. You can see the fuel, that's the fuel inlet side. Nothing looks bad there. Boy, this is kind of mind-boggling. So the fuel's not getting sucked in. Interesting, guys. This is really interesting. What do you guys think at home? So I'm sitting here thinking about this. This is all clean, and the fuel's not going, it's not getting sucked in. I'm wondering if these butterflies were working properly during startup. I'm going to put this stuff back together. And that's what I'm going to do next. Because I can see the way this carburetor is turned right now, the fuel's coming in. So there's no problem there. Drop that needle down in. Get our pin. Line those holes up just right. Go. Push it through. Okay, that's good to go. Grab our cover. Let's turn that over and see what happens without the bowl on. Oh yeah, fuel's coming out. That'd fill up the bowl for sure. Okay, just checking to make sure there's no special way to put this on. There's no indentations anywhere, which would tell me, like, if it's turned the wrong way, the float wouldn't be able to open up the whole time, or open the whole way. I'm just double checking this piece here. I don't see any obstructions in it. So the fuel is probably getting through the carburetor that it should. It's just not getting up into the combustion chamber itself. So we'll tighten that back down. What did I say that was? 12 millimeter. Okay. Grab our 12 millimeter socket. There is no 12 millimeter socket. What am I talking about? Yeah, there is. 12 millimeter socket. There's a 12 millimeter wrench. That's what I was thinking. Oh, no, it's not, you dummy. It's half inch, not 12 millimeter. We talked about that. Okay, that's better. snuggie there. So you can kind of see when you're working on stuff like this, these videos that I make are usually like a condensed 5-minute video, and they're really drawn out. What are we at? 15 minutes already? And I actually stopped twice to get a couple things. Alright, so let's pull that out. Okay, we have a shop towel here if we need it. And we don't want to lose our pieces. But we should do a better job. I should do a better job making sure we have the right ones. And we got to put it back together. Okay, those are 3. Yeah, those are 2 10mm. Get down over there. Right, that was 10mm. Where'd that get to? Oh, neighborhood go-to guy, you're all over the place, man. 10 works. What is that? What's the alternative to 10? Oh, I forget. Someone's probably shouting at the computer right now. It's such and such a size. Come on. Three eighths. Okay. That's probably what it is anyway. 3/8. Not 10mm. But they are somewhat universal. Alright. Now, let's see, we're getting a little... Yeah, I can twist it. Okay, that's no big deal. Great. Alright, so what are we doing now? We're going to put our linkages back together. Did we really solve anything? No, we did not. But I just want to check something here. Okay, twist, dip, all that, do the hokey pokey. Whatever floats your boaty. Alright, that goes here. You, friend, go over here. Hook back up over here. And you have to fit here and slip back in like that. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. And I'll somewhat get that started. Because, you know what? That's where the Welch plug goes in. Whatever. That could be it right there. Because I think that goes into the Welch plug. If the Welch plug's dirty. No. That's not it. And that's clean as a whistle. But it doesn't take much. I'm telling you, it does not take much to mess up your day when it comes to carburetors and being just a little bit dirty. Okay, so that's here. You're hooked up. I'm going to pop you back on. Tighten it down. Get in the hole. Hopefully you guys can still see. Yeah, I'm not really worried about using an impact at this point. And if you guys are still with me, you are awesome, because I don't know if I could sit there and watch from your end at this point, because it seems a little bit boring in my opinion, which I don't blame you. It kind of is, but we're trying to see if we can get this to work. Oh, this is a pain in the butt now. This is the stuff you usually don't see when you're watching a repair video. There's all the small little stuff that goes wrong. Like dropping your socket tip 3 times and the screw. That's tight. That makes sure it dropped again. Okay, we're gonna grab this, tighten that down. Okay, that's all working. The butterfly's working. Nothing wrong there. Well, this one's got me a little, I wouldn't say irritated, but scratching my head. This is what I'm going to do. I am going to put this cover back on. This is probably a big no-no, but that's what I'm going to do. Put this cover back on. See if I can start it. See if I actually did anything. I probably didn't, but I might have. Anybody at home saying, don't do it? Anybody at home saying, do it? It's just a push mower. I'm guessing it's not going to start. But sometimes the littlest things. Now, if it starts, I'm going to shut it off right away. But I don't think it's going to start. We'll see. That drives me nuts because I don't think I actually did anything. There may have been something in the main jet, but I didn't see anything when I cleaned it. Second pull, guys. You all saw it because I had not, other than twice, stopped this video. And that probably had nothing to do with how this worked, okay? That's crazy. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it started, but does that really answer anything? I put all the linkages back. There's, you know, granted there's only, what, 2. Cleaned the carburetor. What wasn't dirty, but I did run that real small piece of brass through, right? And then I ran it through this here, but I don't know if, what, do you guys know what that is? I work on these things enough, but I don't know what that is. You guys, can you see what I'm talking about? I'm going to push you in a little closer. Right here. That little hole there, I can run that through there. And like I said, it's not dirty or anything. These are the ones that, I don't like repairs like this because I feel like, did I really fix the problem? Is it going to stop working again in the near future? I don't know. But you guys heard it, second pull, it started right up. I tried to start it earlier. What, 4 pulls? Nothing. Didn't even sound like it wanted to start. So, where do we go from here? I guess we'll put the air filter cover back on, and with those 3 bolts, and then the air filter exterior cover, or the air filter actual cover. Housing, maybe? I don't know. I'm sure there's proper terms for this, but I don't know it. I just know where it goes and stuff like that. I'm no genius. Donnie, small engine doctor. Terrell fixes all. There's probably a couple good other ones out there that I really don't follow, but I know those. I've been following those guys. Kind of got me into what I'm doing. More Donnie boy than anything. Terrell I kind of picked up along the way. He's an interesting character, but you know, when you do videos like this, if you're not a little bit entertaining, it's not a whole lot of people are going to watch. So Terrell Fixes All does a nice job of explaining things. He keeps it funny, you know, he keeps it interesting. So, alright, let's finish this up. I'll stop yapping. Okay, let's put this cover back on. Now, you can see the little bump out here, the little vent tube here. Can you see that? So they got to line back up. Push that in. Okay. And there's 3 screws with 3 holes. And they go two go to the carburetor, and one goes to this like housing metal bracket. I don't know what you want to call it. Get this back. Where's our... Oh man, I'm losing all kind of stuff. Should be right in front of me. 3/8. 3/8. Where's my... No, not 3/8. Not 3/8. That's... I think it's quarter. No, quarter was the other one. I'm losing it, guys. You're probably losing it watching me. Bring back the 5-minute videos where you don't talk. You're driving me nuts. Driving me nuts too. Alright. There's one. Let's get the first one started. Whenever you use an impact, guys, be very careful that you don't strip anything, because you get this started. See, hear that? That's a mistake on my part. That is not lined up properly, and I should not be doing this that way unless the hole is perfectly lined up. Yes. All right. Let's try that again. That's better. Okay. Good. Okay, perfect. Now, when I put that second one in, you kind of hear it was wanting to impact way too soon. That meant I was stripping it. Now keep it down over there. I'm making a video. Yeah, they listen. Okay, so that's back on. Next thing we do is put on our exterior, whatever we're calling it. What do you guys want to call it? I'll probably call it by its proper term, but I don't know what it is. This is the last part. Okay guys, so we will try this one more time. This will give us an answer too. If it doesn't start now, maybe it has something to do with this cover. Or not the cover, or this string here. Maybe it's pulling down. I don't know. Let's just shut up. I don't know. Like I said, I don't like ones like this where I don't physically see the actual problem. It bugs me a little bit because you don't know. You don't know. Is it going to stop working in a little bit, or you just don't know. Anyway, this was a long video, and I'm not going to edit it. So if you've made it this far without skipping through, congratulations, because I probably wouldn't know. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned a little something, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks. So we're back an hour later to see if this thing's going to start again.